This is Dabu7, an update on the situation in Venezuela. It has now been weeks of chaos in the streets. As this continues, the United States also held a drill off the coast of Venezuela that raised some eyebrows. Now, many people didn't realize this because of all the other headlines that they were pushing, but it shows they could potentially be trying to make a move in this region. Now, a couple years ago, I had cited that this man was in the crosshairs and things were only going to get worse for Venezuela. Fast forward to now, it's pure chaos in the streets, and it looks like what they've done is they've gone in here and added fuel to the fire. They're good at this. If you recall what happened in Egypt, they caused basically a revolution to take to the streets by spreading information via Facebook. All of these people then banded around the military chief at the time, al-Sisi, who now sits there in control as their supreme leader, commander, and everything else. So we look at Venezuela. They obviously want Maduro out. He's saying that this is a violent coup that the West is trying to bring to him. Now, you can bet your bottom dollar there's some cats, some agents of deception that have been highly trained, that are undercover, that are down here, adding to the chaos. It's a given. I mean, look at what George Soros and others do around the globe. They're mingled inside of this chaos that's going down in the streets, and they're probably training other groups on how to do certain things, and all of this is flying under the radar. Now, they're going to continue this pressure, in my opinion, and they're going to push for a full collapse here in Venezuela. It's going to get worse before it gets better. And the problem now is we have one of the high generals caught on recording saying that it is time to roll out snipers against the protesters. Now, Maduro is adamant that this is a coup backed by the West and that the sanctions and everything else that they've done, it's all their fault. But this whole process is supposed to be an emergency process that they go into if they're expecting an invasion. And they are talking about this. They mention this. Now, this commander was recorded, and they've matched his voice. They're saying that the El Nuevo Herald has taken YouTube videos and other clips of this general's voice from other speeches. They have made a match, saying that it is him, that he ordered this, and he's saying that the troops must be prepared. Okay, individuals that serve as snipers, they must begin with psychological and aptitude tests, is what he told the Army, Air Force, and National Guard that was in attendance. He says there will come a time where they will have to employ the snipers. And they're going to have to be ready to use them. And this is going to be no longer a drill or in a drill phase. This is going to be real time. So people catching wind of this in the streets, I mean, just going through the roof. This just adds to the tension. If they're going to roll out snipers, then you can expect this to turn into an all-out war front. But that's where it sits right now. Things change on this story. I'll update. But it's stuff like this that gets dropped that just adds a lot of fuel to the fire and gets these people even more enraged. And we don't seem to have anyone solid on the ground down there reporting on a constant basis. If I can find someone, I'll turn you guys on to them. But the information's kind of choppy out of there, seeing that it's being heavily censored. They're banning stuff, social media, things like that. And if you guys got anything you want me to report on, let me know, dabu7yahoo.com. And also make sure to follow me on Twitter, @dabu7 on Twitter for the latest updates. Much love, y'all.